Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another patch note reading for Final Fantasy XIV. The day is finally here. It is the 2nd of February 2021, and I'm really excited this morning because we have the patch 5.45 notes, so let's go through these as we usually do. So this content predominantly is going to be Blue Mage, Delubrum Reginae, and all things to do with Bosja. There's not really much else other than that, apart from a new step of a resistance weapon and Sky Steel tools. But, you know, maybe there's a few extra things that you might want to dip your toe into. Let's have a look. So first of all, we have the new job quest added for Blue Mage. You can see a picture here from the storyline. We have Ultros involved in that, presumably maybe as a quest giver or somebody else. I don't know why Ultros is involved in this, but it's going to be hilarious regardless. If you love that character, like me, then you're all the hype for it. So the first one picks up at level 60 then. This is a new quest from Martin in Uldar. This will be at the Blue Mage area as usual. You must have first completed Emissary of Dawn and the Blue Cheese quest. Those are the job related quests there, and the main scenario quest related to that as well. And you must be level 60, like I say. It's called Second Rate Entertainment. Of course, the level cap has been raised to level 70, which means they can access Stormblood areas and learn spells and stuff like that. The second quest is at level 63. At 65, 68, and then finally there's two quests at level 70. There's also involved in the last quest, completed the Mass Carnival stage, question mark. So once again, there will be new Mass Carnival stages as well. Additionally to that, we've got side story quests, much like before. This is for the Save the Queen, the whole Resistance series. The first quest is A Sign of What's to Come. You can pick this up basically where we left off with the storyline last time in Gangos from Marsak. You must have first completed the Lady of Blades. The Lady of Blades then is the quest once you're inside Bosja Southern Front to actually confront Gunhilda in that particular cutscene, if you remember that. I'm trying not to spoil things too much. Basically, you need to continue there, which means you will have first needed to have complete, obviously, Castrum Lacus Litore, I believe. But we'll have to wait and see. Then there's Fit for a Queen, which is another quest, obviously, in Gangos. So those are your first two quests in that, and then you have One Man's Relic. One Man's Relic is a really interesting one. It says players must first complete the quest Fit for a Queen and have amassed at least 78,000 metal. It says One Man's Relic is a repeatable quest that can be only accepted once per week. Availability of this quest is reset every Tuesday at 12 AM PST. Please note that 78,000 metal is still required even when repeating this quest. So I'm not really sure what this means at the moment, whether or not this is a metal dump and encouraging you to farm a little bit more to get that metal back. I'm not sure what this is. Why it's a weekly quest, we'll find out together. Again, this morning we don't have access to the game, so forgive me because our knowledge is limited. Then we have Let Me Holster That For You in Gangos, another quest here, requiring Fit for a Queen to be completed. And this actually increases the maximum capacity of a Lost Finds holster by 10. This Lost Finds holster, if you remember, is a lot like the Logos actions from Eureka, basically allowing you to store an additional 10 of those Lost Finds. So there is a new resistance weapon or relic weapon stage, which is going to make some people happy. It's called In the Queen's Image, is the first part of this. You must have completed Fit for a Queen and the Will to Resist, which is obviously the the previous weapon stage that was added, and the glowy stage from doing the bitter memories and sorrow memories and all that. And Fit for a Queen. There's also 3 other quests that you can see here, so I'm not sure what the final relic stage item level will be in this patch. I'm not even sure if there is more than one stage of those weapons. By the looks of it, from what people are saying, there's likely only one visual representation this time around. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, very excited to get my new relic. I'm not sure what item level those will be. Again, time of recording. Very exciting. Sky Steel tools then have been added. You can pick this quest up over in the Foundation, X and 7.9, Y 10.6 from Nilamard. You must have completed the Tools of Tomorrow, which is the previous end of that storyline. There's 2 other quests for that as well. New chapters have been added to New Game Plus, which is for Part 3 of Blue Mage. It says the final quest of each chapter must be completed before this can be unlocked, which is like kind of obvious, really, isn't it? If we go to housing, then you'll see that some new stuff from the Furnishing Design Contest have been added. This time the Furnishing Design Contest for 2019, so we're finally catching up a little bit. You'll see that we've got this beautiful, what do you call these? These, where you have a cushion on this sort of wicker basket type seat. It's like a hanging seat, isn't it? This is quite popular, I would imagine. It is in real life, so I can imagine a lot of people will want this, especially for G-posing. That looks like a great place to snuggle on, depending on how your character sits on it, of course. We have this sort of like one-piece bar that looks dyeable. I'm not sure why you would choose this sort of very pineapple, orangey yellow as an actual colour for the wood grain, but there we go. We've got the bar stalls, of course, which I don't think are new, but these could be new versions of those. We have post-it notes and stuff for the wall, probably new pictures for the wall, and these line stick things. Not sure what they are. We'll find out. We also have an outdoors sort of like tree. It's like a walled fountain pot tree with apples in it. Very confusing. And this beautiful sort of like veranda thing with lights on it. That's really nice. I can't wait to get my hands on that. They say new furnishings have been added. There's probably more of it in these pictures. Let's wait and see. I'm not sure if this is a new wall design. I don't remember that. Anyway, new orchestra and rolls. Once again, we've got Triple Triad. Into the Gold Saucer. The only thing you should be able to get from a Gold Saucer that's new is new cards and new NPC opponents. Presumably the Blue Mage opponents. And probably people from Gangos. I don't know if they're adding new people to that. Then there's the best bit, where new emotes have been added. This then is like a really weird emote to do with, I think it's called Malevolence in the files. So this is this is like a creepy meh, sort of like ghouls and ghosts zombie type, you're raising your hands. I originally thought this was a Makote raising her paws sort of thing, like really cute. Which I suppose you could repurpose it for if you put a smile with an expression on there. You know, using an expression whilst you use the emote. I'm not sure if this is persistent or a normal one yet, but that's kind of cool. That, I believe, will be probably Bosnian clusters at this rate. New hairstyle has been added. Looking very good. This is like from the hairstyle design contest way back. It's got like a plait on the side there. It's quite a short hairstyle for both male and female. A lot of people are looking at this and going, pretty cool. Me personally, I'm going, it's nice and I like it, but it's another short hairstyle. But I get enough crap from people for liking long hairstyles anyway because of clipping. So the battle system section. So we have a level cap for Blue Mage raised to level 70. The restrictions then is Blue Mage can't go into Forbidden Land of Eureka or Ultimate Raids. So that means if you're in Eureka, you can't switch to Blue Mage, which is unfortunate, and you can't do Ultimate Raids, but that was a given anyway. They haven't mentioned Savage, which means that we can do Alphascape and Deltascape and the rest of it, and Sigmascape, so that's going to be fun. I'm sure there's achievements related to that. New blue magic spells have been added. As you can see, we also saw a dev blog where they showed an Instagram picture with Suzaku, if you remember, with Suzaku's kick, so there's lots of stuff to learn. New stages added to the Masked Carnival, probably with achievements and titles as well. Blue Mage log gets updated. Delubrum Reginae is what everyone's going to hit as soon as the servers are up, pretty much. This is a 24-player, the normal mode. This is a 24-player duty wherein players must brave the depths of ancient Bosnian ruins, making effective use of lost actions to avoid its myriad perils and pitfalls. We've seen this image before. To actually do this, you have to do Fit for a Queen at least, which is a sign of what's to come. So this is a follow-on quest. To actually do Delubrum Reginae then, let's see. Players can enter Delubrum Reginae by speaking with Makoto at Lost Trace or Sieros in Gangos. Once registered, players will be matched together regardless of their job's role. To enter as a party or alliance, the party or alliance leader must be the one to speak with the aforementioned NPCs. So this is queuing both inside and outside of the actual Bosnian Southern Front. That is good. That is a good start. Players are free to change areas after registering, and when registering as an alliance, because that's the thing you can do now, please note that alliances will be temporarily disbanded upon entering. So we've also got duty-specific rules. So we have level sync in there to 430. Materia bonuses are ignored. Party composition. Unlike other regular instance duties, players may freely disband and reform parties whilst inside Delubrum Reginae. This is important because you can actually have different party setups depending on what you need. We saw this in Castrum Lacus Litore, where we had certain parties for the upper section and the lower section, for even the last boss as well as the first boss. They say, please note that if you enter Delubrum Reginae as a member of a party, even if you leave it while within the duty, you'll be returned to that party upon exiting the instance. Countdowns, field markers, and signs are now shared among all players in the instance. That's really, really big, so you don't have to worry about party-specific cooldown timers and stuff and markers. Everyone has the same. That's a really nice thing to do. Lost actions. Any lost actions obtained on the Bosgen Southern Front or previously set as duty actions will carry over into the duty. That's really good. A lost finds cache and resistance appraiser are also available at the start of the instance. So if you go in there and you're not prepared, you can get stuff at the start. While players cannot change their jobs after entering the duty, lost actions may be used to help compensate for roles absent from your party, and that's exactly why that system works. There are traps inside. This is pretty much what they look like, I presume, when you can see them. They're invisible, and when they're triggered, they can deal large amounts of damage or inflict players with status effects. There are lost actions that will allow for detection of the traps, which is pretty good. There are penalties then, so players who are knocked out during this duty will lose metal. An additional penalty to metal will be incurred when returning to the start of the instance or abandoning the duty without being raised. The resistance rank, however, cannot go down from losing metal. So if you're max rank, which is still 15 as far as I can tell from these notes, then you're fine. You're not going to go down. As far as I know, there isn't any more ranks, I think. It says the effects of Bosgen gear will also be applied in Delubrum Reginae, so that's still useful, obviously. Treasure coffers that appear in the instance yield separate rewards for every player. Be certain to open any, so these are not shared things. These are personal loot, which is interesting. And then we have the Savage version, which is basically a 48 player. Interestingly enough, people were saying, oh, is this going to be run on Discords only? Well, if you look later on, you can actually use the party finder. I'll get to that in a second. But you can actually go to Gangos, to the Troubled Gentleman, once you've completed the first one, I believe. Yes. Fit for a Queen needs to be completed. You need to be rank 15 resistance rank and 700,000 metal. Very easy to do. So rank 15 or higher. That's the... Is it going to have higher ranks? We don't know at this point, but it's likely that it won't. I don't see another area added, so that should still be the rank that's the top for the most part. They've probably put or higher because of future content. So to actually enter this, you have to form a 48-player alliance. The alliance leader must speak with the Troubled Gentleman to commence the duty. Resurrection restrictions. While inside the Savage version, players will be subjected to a status effect that prevents resurrection by certain means. So much like Baldessian Arsenal then. Raise effects granted via limit breaks and certain lost actions are exempt from this restriction, so you can still limit break res. After being incapacitated, if you're not revived within a certain period of time, you'll be forcibly removed from a duty, so much like Baldessian. Moreover, the option to return to the start of the instance when incapacitated has been replaced with an option to abandon the duty. The following duty-specific rules and features are the same. So we've got level sync, party composition, cooldowns. Interestingly enough, though, the fact that you can actually... it looks to me like you're still going to be able to use Party Finder. I'm pretty sure. We'll have to wait and see, but it looks promising for pugs without having to use Discords. I really like it when there's actually ways to queue for stuff in the game, so we'll wait and see. 13 new forgotten fragments and lost actions have been added. Amongst these new lost actions are powerful abilities that can only be used in Delubrum Reginae, including these three. Look, very interesting. Lost Seraph Strike there consumes MP to deliver a jumping attack that deals 500 potency damage, reducing the target's accuracy by 10, reduces healing potency by 60%. These are very cool. Lost Ether Shield, 30% damage reduction. Very cool indeed. The following adjustments have been made to lost actions. Sizes have been reduced. You can read these yourself. Field notes have been added. New ones, basically. So I haven't even got the original ones completed, so that's going to be interesting. Southern Front changes. So new rewards have been added for skirmishers, and the drop rate for certain rewards has been adjusted. Very nice. So we actually have... This is basically where they go back and boost previous progress, so you complete things faster. New rewards have been added for critical engagements, and the drop rate for certain rewards has been adjusted. New rewards have been added for Lacus Littore, and new items are available for Bostrian clusters, so I'm glad that we went and got some of those before the patch. A new resistance weapon story has been added, like they say, in the Queen's Image. Resistance weapons can be enhanced, blah 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 blah. We looked at that before. Very cool. Very cool. Geralt, obviously, we looked about earlier in the patch notes. Then we have the strength of the Echo granted in Eden's Verse Savage has been increased by 15%. Very cool. That's normal. Season 18 of the Feast begins. We have a link to the rewards. Again, a link to this. Patch notes will be in the description. There's lots of new items that they will update and recipes and stuff that they haven't listed here. In the patch notes, they'll add at a later date because there's too much and it's maintenance time. Skysteel Tour quests, obviously, in the Foundation, enhancing them. A certain number of items to be delivered to Meoni. So it's much like before, basically. Pretty much just like before. New miner and botanist gathering points have been added to, obviously, because of the new items required. It's not going to use the previous items. It's new recipes. So new crafted stuff and new stuff to gather for both gatherers and crafters. And new items have been added to those gathering points as well. New fish, obviously, because it's fish a relic. Then we have new mount. This, I am told, is from Delubrum Reginae. This is actually the Cerberus mount. How cool is this? This is a 3-person mount, if you haven't noticed. So you have a person sat on the first head, the second head, and the third head. That's amazing, and I would really like to get my hands on that. Very cool model. It's awesome, isn't it? So yeah, people will be running that, presumably Delubrum Reginae, for that for quite some time. Unless it's market tradable, in which case, interesting. We might have a look at that later. New Chocobo Barding, new minions, obviously. They have said new minions, not shown any, sad face. We'll see them much later. And a new Parasol. I think that's from Bostrian clusters as well. So as I lose saliva in my mouth, talking about all of this exciting stuff, you'll see in the system changes, we have obviously new achievements and titles. The Party Finder can now be used... here we go. The Party Finder can now be used to recruit a 40-player alliance for the duty Delubrum Reginae. So basically, the Party Members tab of the social windows has been adjusted to accommodate 48-player alliances. So this is what gives me hope for creating parties in the game for this Savage content. This is exciting, and I will certainly be using this before I go onto a Discord externally. This is a good thing, and I hope to goodness that it actually works, because I don't want to have to join another Discord for this sort of stuff again. Right, so the Ready Check window has been adjusted to accommodate 48-player alliances as well. This is what... there we go, Malevolence. That's the new emote. Place a curse on someone. This is where you raise your hands and you do the look into the eyes, not around the eyes, but in the eyes. You know, that sort of hypnosis type cursey stuff. And new music and sound effects have been added. They've also got some resolved issues and known issues, which I'll let you read yourself. Highlight of the patch then, the fact that we can do 48-player Savage, presumably with Party Finder. Very exciting indeed. The mount is very exceptional. There's lots of new rewards I've got my eye on. But obviously, the big content is going to be Delubrum Reginae. I'm looking forward to getting in there and seeing what it's like. Let me know what you think about these patch notes, what you're most excited for, and I'll see you all much later. Bye-bye.